It's your girl T here, back with another inspired video. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, I'm the validation. We are the validation. We're tea timers, so we validate everything that we do. Which brings me into today's video. I was going to answer all of the subscriber questions that are going on right now. I see a bunch of them on my YouTube studio, so I'm going to do it on Tuesday like I was doing for a while, answering those for Tuesday. But today I'm going to talk to you about something that I still have to work on every single day, and I do continuously work on, and it's validating yourself. This is hindering quite a few of, if not all of you, from getting what it is that you want, and I know that I am just coming into being a stronger self-validator now, and this is 4 or 5 years into my conscious manifestation journey. What do I mean by self-validation? It means that you give yourself the things that you're seeking outside of you. And a lot of times this becomes very powerful when the 3D is challenging you and it's looking like the 3D is more real than what's going on in your mind. But you need to grasp the fact that the 3D is a projection of old thoughts and beliefs. So if you take a scene from your 3D that's currently happening right now, let's say that your boss is getting you in trouble for something you did, or excuse me, your SP has blocked you. Think back to the last couple weeks, even a month ago. Did you think your SP was going to block you? Did you feel not worthy of your SP contacting you? Did you think thoughts to yourself like, oh, am I good enough for my SP? Oh, they're probably off with somebody else. Or did you bitch to your coworkers about how much your boss doesn't like you and they chimed in? Or you went back and forth on how they're getting things that you're not getting and vice versa. And then those things start playing out in your 3D reality. The 3D has a bit of a lag time. We can see times when we get instant manifestations if we have no resistance or we have no previous thoughts about it, and sometimes we think random thoughts and they manifest. But things that mean a lot to us usually come with some kind of resistance. And what do I mean by resistance? Like, they come a little bit later because there's a bit of how am I trying to phrase this? Resistance meaning that they mean a lot to us, so we put them on a bit of a pedestal as opposed to other things, so they take a little bit of time to manifest. Sometimes we get emotional about it and it flips right away and manifests. But the point I'm trying to make here is when those things are happening in the 3D, do we think that those are real, that they're real, but do we think that those are, again, validating to us that we aren't worthy enough, that things do play out the way that we want? Or are we aware enough that we can look at it and go, oh yeah, I did create that, I'm so powerful, and go back into your mind and teach yourself how to self-validate? This doesn't mean anything. It's an old thought or belief. I'm becoming better every day, and I know that my boss loves me because everybody loves me. I'm the best worker. I'm the best at everything I do. And when things come up with your SP, oh, they blocked me. Why am I even checking that they blocked me? I know that I'm worthy and deserving of anybody I want. They're lucky that I even give them attention. I will give you an example of this. One day, this is a couple of years ago, I was sitting with my son in a playroom. We took, he was like 2 or 3. We took him to a playroom, and I met this girl, and she was bitching to me about her boyfriend for like half an hour, about how he doesn't show up for her. He gives her hot and cold behavior. Sometimes he calls her and texts her, and sometimes he doesn't. And she's worried that he won't show up for their next date, or if he wants to date her, because they had been intimate together. They've been dating a month or so. And I found out some back history with her and her ex-husband, and he had treated her very poorly, and he was constantly telling her that she wasn't worthy, and he did some horrific things to her. And so I said to her, you have these embedded beliefs. I explained the whole manifestation, conscious manifestation routine to her. I said, you have beliefs that are playing out through this next man. It has less to do with what he's doing and more to do with how you view yourself. So I just gave her some simple affirmations. We only talked for about an hour. I said, instead of looking at, oh, is he going to show up for my next date? Why don't you look at it like, he's so lucky. If I show up for our next date, he should be worshiping the ground that I walk on when I show up for my next date. I'm beautiful. She was very beautiful. I'm beautiful. I've got it together. I'm getting so much better every day. And I started putting her on the track of him looking at her like she's the queen, as opposed to her being lucky that he even comes through. And I gave her some affirmations to work on herself, like, I'm safe in love. Love's always been easy for me. I tell myself what my worth is, not other people, etc. When I saw her again a month or two later, because we saw each other again at that place, she said that the guy was like eating off, she was basically kissing her shoes, and like couldn't get enough of her, and was like doting on her, and she's like, this is powerful stuff. The reason I'm giving you guys a story is to show you the way you think up here will play out here. And if you are constantly looking for your validation from your job, from people outside of you, from a boyfriend, from an SP, from your parents, whomever, you're going to be constantly chasing the dragon, as opposed to you look at the 3D to learn from, but you stay internal and you stay in your mind. And when you get into triggered situations by the 3D, you learn how you can self-validate yourself, whether it's go for a walk and cool off or do breathing exercises. Some people do EFT tapping. I tell myself, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Everything's still working out for you. I told you guys this before. That's my go-to phrase. Everything's always working out for you, no matter what you see in the 3D. Why is everything working out for you? Why are you always getting what you want? Look, why is your manifestation working out so well for you? But I start out with you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, because when you're triggered emotionally, your nervous system gets upset. You want to calm down your nervous system by telling it you're safe, so it doesn't go into that fight or flight mode. If you can learn, when you can learn, how to self-soothe and self-validate, you will be unstoppable, because you will have a powerful tool in your belt to know that what's happening out here doesn't define you, that you define yourself, and you will figure out how to easily navigate through these 3D situations and build a strength from within yourself. Be your own best friend, to the point where that's when people will say, I'm so high on myself, I don't even know if I want this person anymore. Of course you have those feelings, because you've leveled up and you realize how worthy and deserving you are. And then you look around and say, I could have anybody. Is this person good enough for me? And not good enough that they're not a good person, but you just feel like you deserve better than you've received in the past. Trust and believe, if you can learn how to self-validate and regulate your nervous system through the 3D turbulations, you will be unstoppable. If y'all have questions, you know what to do. I love y'all, but not as much as you should be loving yourself. Have a beautiful, blessed Monday. I'll see you again tomorrow with your questions. Bye!